Hi guys, today's lesson is going to be SpringBoard Course 3, Lesson 36-2, Saving for the Future. Learning targets. Compare simple and compound interest and how they affect savers and borrowers. Explain the importance of regular savings for the future. Outline a financial plan to pay for college. In the previous lesson, you used simple interest to calculate the cost of using credit. Interest is also paid on savings accounts. You might save money through a savings account, through investments in a stock market, or through investments in a college savings account. If a bank quotes a rate of 4% on a savings account, then money in the account is earning at a rate of 4% per year. Most banks, though, use a compound rate, which means that they add the interest to the savings several times a year. Example A. You have a savings account with $400 in it. The account earns 3.5% per year. The bank compounds, that is, adds the interest 4 times a year. Okay, step 1, calculate the simple interest on $400. And so the interest, of course, is going to be the principal times the rate times the time. And so we're talking about $400 is the principal. The rate is 3.5%, so as a decimal, that's going to be 0.035. And of course, it's for 1 year, so we're going to multiply that by 1. And when we multiply that, we're going to get the interest of $14. The next step is, for the first quarter, we're going to divide that $14 by 4. So that's going to be 14 divided by 4 is going to be $3.50. I'm going to add the principal and interest, so we're going to add that to the $400, and we're going to get $403.50. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same kind of thing on the new principal. So we're going to multiply that times the 0.035, and that's going to give us $14.12. So with compounding, the interest on your savings also earns interest throughout the year. The more frequent the compounding, the more interest you earn. And that's $225. Now we're going to calculate the compound interest on $500 invested at 4.5% when the interest is compounded each quarter. So remember, the way we're going to do that is we're going to find out the annual interest rate divided by 4, but we're going to do that at each quarter. So we're going to start off with the simple interest rate. The interest is equal to principal times rate times time, which is what we just calculated a moment ago. So it's going to be 225. But now we're going to divide that by 4. 225 divided by 4 is going to be equal to $56.25. Okay, so that's going to be after the first quarter. We're going to earn $56.25. We're going to add that to the 5,000. So the first quarter is 5,000, $56.25. Then we're going to find the simple interest on that. So the interest is equal to the 5,056.25 times 0.045. So that's going to be our 5,056.25 times 0.045. That's going to be equal to $227.53. Then we're going to take that the $227.53, and we're going to divide that by 4, and that's going to give me my quarterly interest of $56.88. I'm going to add that to the principal after the first quarter, and that's going to give me $5,113.13. And I'm going to find the simple interest of that. interest is equal to the 5113.13 times 0.0145 times 1. That's going to get 230.09, and I'm going to divide that by 4 to get my quarterly interest. It's going to be 57.52. I'm going to add that to the balance at the end of the second quarter. That's going to be 5170.65. And then finally, we're going to do the last one, the simple interest rule. The new principal is 5170.65, and we'll multiply that times 0.045. That's going to give me 232.68, and I'm going to divide that by 4. We get 58.17, and I'm going to add that to the previous principal to get my balance at the end of 4 quarters, 5,228.82. Okay, so our balance at the end of 1 year, when we're compounding it quarterly at $5,000 at 4.5%, it's $5,228.82. Now C is asking, how is compounding interest benefit the saver? So if you remember, the interest when we did just straight simple interest was $225. The interest when we had the compounding is, take the 5,000 out of here, it's 228.82. So by compounding, the saver earned an extra $3.82. Although you must be at least 16 or 18 years old to have your own checking account, you can start a savings account at any age. Whether you are borrowing or saving, 2 things are true. Simple interest grows slowly. Compound interest can grow much faster depending on how often the interest is compounded. Interest is often compounded monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual. Compound interest makes borrowing expensive, but it works in your favor when you save over a long period of time. Saving or investing even small amounts of money over time can build up a sizable amount of money for your future. Item 1. Suppose you start saving for college by putting some of your allowance and money earned from chores into savings accounts. If you save $15 a month for 5 years, how much would you have if your account earns simple interest of 4% per year? First, we got to remember that we save the $15 a month is going to be $180 in the year's time. So we'll start off, and at the end of the first year, we have $180. And at that point right there, the bank goes ahead and says, we're going to go ahead and give you interest on that 180 at a rate of 4%. So we're going to multiply that times 0.04. That's going to give me $7.20. And so the amount of money I have at the end of year 1 is $187.20. So now I continue putting $180 in, $15 a month. And so at the end of the year 2, I'm going to have that $187.20, plus I would have put in an extra 180. So $187.20 plus the 180 that I put in. So I have $367.20. So it's going to be $367.20 is what I have at the end of year 2. I'm going to multiply that times 0.04 or 4%, and I'm going to get an interest earned on that of $14.69. And of course, I'm going to add that to the $367.20. So I'm going to add that to the $367.20, and that's going to give me at the end of the second year $381.89. Okay, then in year 3, I'm going to add $180 in my $15 per month. And then in the end of year 3, that's going to give me $561.89. And then the bank's going to go ahead and give me 4% interest. So I'm going to multiply that times 0.04. And that's going to be $24.48. $24.48. And of course, I'm going to add that to the $561.89. And that's going to give me, after year 3, a balance of $584.37. And then, of course, during year 4, I'm going to save $15 a month for a total of $180. So I'm going to add $180 to this. And at the end of year 4, I'm going to have $764.37. And the bank is going to give me 4% interest. So I'm going to multiply that times 0.04. And that's going to give me $30.57. And I'm going to add that to the $764.37. And at the end of 4 years, I'm going to have $794.94. Then during the 5th year, of course, I'm going to keep adding $15 a month, a total of $180. So I'm going to add $180 to that. End of the year, I'm going to have $974.94. And of course, the bank will then credit me the 4%. So I multiply that times 4%. It's going to be $38. It's actually going to be $39 with rounding. It's $39 even. So when I'm going to add that to the 974.94 plus 39. That's going to equal to $1,013.94. And so that's how much I'm going to have after 5 years using simple interest. Item 2. What conclusions can you draw about the advantages of savings a specific amount of money each month? Well, if you save even a little bit of money each month, as time continues on, your balance is going to add up. And as your balance is larger, you're going to earn more interest. So it's going to grow over time, and as time goes on, it'll grow at a faster rate. Item 3. You have decided to save $40 every month, starting at the beginning of the year. The account carries a 4% interest rate compounded twice a year. Complete the table to find the savings and interest for 2 years. Remember that interest is 4% per year, not 4% for every 6 months. All right, so we're going to start off and putting in money. We're putting in $40 every month. So at the end of the first 6-month time period, we will have put in $240. Okay, $240. That's the $40 times the 6. And our balance is going to be $240 at that point. And then we're going to go ahead and charge the interest. And then in this case, it's going to be the $240 times the 4% or the 0.04. And then we're going to divide it by 2 because the 4% is the annual rate. And look at the way we write this out. We're going to write this out. We're going to do the interest. The interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. And this is an annual rate. So if we want to write this, what we're going to be doing is going to be the principal times the rate and the time. In this case, if our time is part of a month, we're actually dividing it by 2 because we're doing 6 months or half a year every time. And then that's what we have. So then we have another $240 that's added during the second 6 weeks. And we're going to add that to the $244.80. So our balance at the end of the year that's going to be used for our interest calculation now is $484.80. And again, we can go ahead and we can take that $484.80 times 0.04. Remember, we're doing half a month. So then we're going to divide by 2. So that was $1939. Divide that by 2. And we're going to get 9696, which rounds to 970. Then we're going to add those 2 together. We're going to have our 484.80 plus 9.70, and we have 494.5. And then, of course, during the next 6 months, we're going to put in another 240. We're going to add that to the 494.5. And we're going to end up with 734.50. And then we find the interest on that. So we're going to multiply that times 0.04. And that's going to be 29.38. But then we got to divide that by 2. We're only doing 6 months. So it's going to be 1469. 1469. And we're going to add that to the balance before. That's going to be 749.19. And then I'm going to add to that the 240 that we're going to put in there during the next 6 months. We're going to get 989.19. I'm going to find the interest on that by multiplying that times 0.04 and then dividing it by 2. The interest on that is going to be $19.78. We add these two together, and that's going to be $1,008.97. For long-term savings, most people look for a savings account that pays compound interest. When calculating compound interest over several years, it is easier to use an online interest calculator. For example, an example of such calculator may be found at this link. Choosing the compound interest calculator at that website will allow you to experiment with different savings plans. You will need to enter the following information. So you'll need the base amount. This is the amount this amount is the beginning savings you have when you open the savings account. In other words, you go into the bank and say, I want to open a savings account. Here's $100. Okay. The annual interest rate, and that's going to be the interest rate that's offered by the bank or financial institution. The calculation period, this is the number of years you plan to save. So the regular monthly deposit, this is the amount you're going to deposit into the savings account each month. Say I'm going to put in $10 a month or $20 a month. Compounding interval. This space allows you to enter the frequency of compounding, whether it be daily, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, or yearly. All right, item 4 says, use the online interest calculator to evaluate long-term savings plans. Okay. Item A, if you save $20 a month for 10 years at 4.5% compounded quarterly, how much will you have at the end of 10 years? Okay, so let's go ahead and follow that link and see what we end up with. Compound interest calculator. Okay, so this one has compounding. So we want to go ahead and the base amount was 0. So we're starting off with nothing in there. We're going to have an interest rate of 4.5% annually. The calculation period is 10 years. Okay, we're going to compound quarterly. So we're going to mark this as quarterly. And then we're going to put $20 a month. Okay. We want to calculate that. And it says here that we're going to have $3,032.56. So now if we change the monthly savings to 40, so if we go back to that calculator, do everything the same way we did, we're going to double the amount we're saving per month. And we'll use the same compound interest. I'm going to leave that on the screen there so we know what we had before. Our base amount again is 0. The interest rate is 4.5. Calculation period is 10 years, so it's all the same. We're going to compound quarterly. Okay. This time, though, we're paying $40 a month. We're going to double the amount we pay per month. And we'll calculate that. And you can see, remember, we had 3,032. I just kind of left it there. And now we have 6,065. Okay, C. Change the number of years to 15 years and recalculate the savings. So we want to go back to that link again. We use the same calculator. I'm going to leave those numbers laying there so we'll just have them. Base amount again is 0. The interest rate is 4.5. Calculation period now is 15 years. We're going to compound it quarterly. The regular monthly amount is $40. Figure out what that comes to be. $10,280.65. So you can see how fast your money can grow. Saving for college or for retirement are long-term goals for many people. To help determine a savings plan, it is important to know approximately what your college costs will be or the amount of money you need for retirement. Both require regular savings and wise money management. You may be interested in saving for college. Keep in mind that most people also use other ways other than just saving for college, such as student loans, work-study programs, grants, and scholarships. Item 5. Create and use representations. I'm going to let you do this one on your own as a project. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose 3 schools that you think you might like to attend. Choose one 2-year school, like a community college, like Alamo Community College District. And then 2 different kinds of 4-year schools, maybe a public school like UTSA or UT, a state-supported university, or possibly a private school like St. Mary's or Incarnate Word or something like that. Remember to choosing public schools that cost will be different for in-state students versus out-of-state students. So if you pick a Texas school, you'll pay the in-state rate. If you pick something like UCLA in California, you would have to pay the out-of-state rate. You're going to research, going to go online or in person, the estimated cost for tuition, room, and board, and other expenses at each of these 3 schools, and then make a plan for at least the first year. Discuss with your family the kinds of financial help they can give. You might suggest that you both begin a savings plan now, if you have not already done so. Estimate the amount of family contributions and create a plan for savings for that amount. Item C, you're going to create a chart similar to the one that we have here, and record the cost and possible savings. So you can use this as an example, but it doesn't have to look exactly like this. I know when you're done with that, I'm going to need you to send me this information in the Otis program, and then I'm sure to check your understanding in the Lesson 36-2 practices, yours for home. And that's it for this session.